the time they started the war, or they are preparing to start the war, and with my other brother at North, called Nguru. One day I did for post office. One girl called Olu said, his master said, make it find me. Did I hear the thing where our master said, Odumegojuku said that anybody who stay in the North now,
in Calabar, where I was posted, where cadets were being trained, we had our rooms. 3 of them who were in their rooms near me. They all died. Much as that, much action. Then Simeon, all died. These were brave people. Like the brave people died. Let me tell you that. Simeon was hot, he had an injury, but he went back to war. He eventually died.
Fellow Biafran,
if civil war comes, it will for us be the fight for freedom.
One of this army's other problems is staying large enough to continue the fight against Nigerians. When Biafra seceded in 1967, it had fewer than 1,000 men under arms, and those mostly officers and clerks. Now it has been built up to between 45 and 60,000. The exact number, a military secret. Volunteers made the original army build-up easy. Now conscription of virtually all able-bodied young men is underway. And in a former school compound, we found recruits drilling, marching in the mud to the improbable tune of Margie.
In this episode, we explore the process behind getting conscripted and serving in the Biafran army. Biafra occupied the southeast and south-south regions of Nigeria. At the beginning of the war, its army was made up of about 3,000 soldiers to Nigeria's 10,000. Some Biafrans were extremely willing to join the army to the extent that it became overstaffed and they had to turn people away.
Myself, I was interested to join the Biafran army. And when I went for the installation, they said that I'm very small, I should go. They drove me with care. So some grown-up were also constituted into the Biafran soldiers, but they did not give them a long training before taking them to the war front. So that is one of the hindrances. People regarded it as a suicide mission.
Part of this was due to a high sense of patriotism for the newly founded states. But another part was for easy access to government and humanitarian aid. Some other civilians were forced to join.
My name is Francis Abang.
Francis, look at me.
Francis Abang.
Francis Abang?
Yes, sir.
Where are you from?
I'm from Buki, Ogoja.
Ogoja?
Yes, sir.
So how do you happen to be in the uniform?
I was forced to join the Ojukwu soldiers.
Oh, you were forced to join Ojukwu soldiers?
Yes, sir.
Who forced you?
Ojukwu rebel soldiers forced me to join them. When I returned from Lagos. So when I joined them, I was not told that I'm going to join army. No. I was just taken by some soldiers to Pricot. The next day, I see training. I started to run with them. Through training me. After training, I was brought up to fight. I have to escape myself and meet my brothers who are fighting for me, Nigerian soldiers. I surrender myself.
Before the war, I was the civil servant, Ministry of Education. Soon as Biafra was declared, we were invited for positions of officers. to help the new Biafra, the country. We went there, of us went in for an interview, and only 66 of us, 66 were accepted. The war had not started, everybody was preparing for the war. We started our training as officers who will help the new Biafran country. 2 weeks to our training, the war broke out. At that position, our lecturers in Jomegwa explained to us that the war will involve some of us who were in training to come and command platoons. Platoon commander is the youngest officer in the army. They will give you about 30 people, you command them, and go to the front. We were told that you should volunteer, those who can go. I personally didn't volunteer because I thought it was risky. After 2 weeks of training, we couldn't do an exposure. They came back, they said 3. They said, no, you don't want to volunteer. They will appoint people. When you appoint, you go there. They like it or not. So they say 1, 2, 3, go to Soka. 1, 2, 3, go to Ida. 1, 2, 3, go and train the defender and the civil defense.
The soldiers were trained for about 2 days and sent out to war with AK-47s and local inventions such as the Ogbunigwe, which directly translates to mass killer. But despite their innovations, Biafra always lacked arms. This was in part due to Nigeria's nationwide currency change at the beginning of the war. The change was aimed against Biafra to make useless any Nigerian currency they had in circulation at the time, and to block their purchases of foreign arms. Under the change, over 40 million people, excluding those in Biafra, were given 19 days to hand in old notes in exchange for the new ones. Christopher migrated from the north at the beginning of the unrest to join the Biafran army.
I how very easy. I put an canoe, a season train. I know you do 3 to 4 days. Otekata ke move go Gazaria, Gazaria, Sizwa, and Norqua. The Machan Gazaria push you to Makodi. Makodi guy no Juzafo. Pull the whole drivers and conductor on your train. Busana now. I know Chikwana one day now, or will be a Busia. A Machazians, and you go ahead. I bite your train. Well long. By an appetizing easy, I marry him. Why not? I am a Tahian. On by an appetizing. Where's here? Umpundi boneti. No one Igbo na-enwe wee ma na isi na ọnụ agụ wee pụta ndị Igbo na-shout no bere unu ka niile na-akọ anaghị edoba ịchọ iyeri ndị ịchọ ịṅụ mmanya anyị bata n'Enugu ebe a egbe na-ada ebe niile bere unu ka na-akọ ebe niile anyị chata moto na baba anyị isi a okwe mana tata ewere m bụ nke ịnọ na-eje na nje na be anyị gbere ịtọ na-ewe ha m na nke ewe ntata bụ nke ụbọchị ịnọ na-eje ewe m ebazi agha ruo ebuja anyị 11 days ame training mecha training oja anyị amichi training na hold aje ebe a resort ya anyị kwe ihe mebara anyị for ewe epush anyị to first location. Problem anyị nwere bụ many times I put soldiers in Aga for 911, open 911. Plane is in a try. Immediately, you know how to plane, no? Just speed. Let him not try. Before motor say bad, you're not going to motor. It's a Koranega, you go high in the motor, say about dive on him now. What do you name? You wouldn't die, you, Imam, what do you name?
The soldiers were often tired and hungry, eating mice, insects, and measly portions of rice and gari.
Very much. I go Ganji Choi Munugu as he go giddy. Oh, I go Gorum. Where you go, Popo, and Pata Popo. By then, I know now, the Ugu was Ugu as he get to a Muapati to Oganokanugu, Then now I don't know, so they see me clear. And I'm on a ham, I don't know. I took a melaga and put up. Jen's way and anthem. Guide the ice because when I'm bamboo short or an accident in the mud. Guide the ice most possible. Sinapopo. Why Nana? Road upon Ukupopo. Because upon no mother and cat on your son. Melia. Upon no move from Papa. Mano Metapota. Not a banga plate. I don't giant and play. Woman is soldier. You are not due to be a soldier. So, say no Papa road. Emranda were 106. Where to one Papa? Look to no guru. So, you may wear one foundation of Google. Drummer. Do to an on so when you're not a man with Chanamanos. Not getting in the Zeka as well as we Buddhism. I bet the opposite can never necus. I would just stretch it between the tin and what you know. Oh, misery. That is the one they lead here. Many soldiers in Italy. I'm more guy or go another soon. Go about an hour. I give the commando. Instead, I got be a join or Mariana, a ban and care and the knowledge. Buanketana, baby. See, you needed that day. Nketagebo, a cluming ketanang. Could you believe now before Nketag? I was about to marry on him. I was about to marry on him. Of which I want now some movement to where I have pushed the nail. Now I survive. I must survive them. Going up on a summer bongos and the man walk. That was probably I go near. I want to go out of here. Kids chair, soldier, kids chair. Oh, it's check your brain. Your money is on a battle. Brain is hot and you're hot. Brain is you. Come on, I'm in the Ayoko, Baba in the idea.
Jonah Ejiogu Ozioma. I'm a missionary. I'm on Ozioma and I'm a bus Ozioma. I see I'm more ebe branching now to meeting. I did him. Goes a boom go Olukoro Maya. Ebe agaraga my training. Odi no tuto. A popo time I go Gonopon for Ghana here, Eba, Ulukoreba, Meriachi, I hope I, and they mind like that now. Emersa, assign Gungwa, go inside, Banula, Eba, Junula. I bookena, Ebu, wishing, I potassium, hope I'm Garia, training. I'm not angry, but I'm okay, pretty angry because the way they carry me, I don't like it. Yeah. I'm a missionary. I'm on Uzioma. Water. I don't like it. I always remember my God. So pray, and when they go, I pray, say, God help us. But I go over. Ana ndị na ha kwụ gaa n'Owerri na school nọ n'Owerri ebe a close to the school ụfọdụ agbagbo ndị ahụ mhụzie ndị mana ha nọ na ya ha buru ụfọdụ bịa burukwana ihe ahụ onwe m egwu na-atụ m mmụrụ ụjọ na-atụ m si Chineke ekwekwele ka ndị mana ha kwuru anọ m otu a onye egwuregwu nọkwa like this ihe ndị a wụ ihe juru m anya si ele mgbe ọ ga-eji ebi awụ ya otu ahụ ka m si wekwe hụ ya ihe na enwe ihe ọzọ ị na-ajụ ma ajụkwa m nwere kọkọ otu m si hụ My leg no good. They can tell you my leg no good.